So new episodes of Transformers have dropped in the form of Transformers EarthSpark, and like everybody, I was also kind of, how do I put this? I approached it with caution, and I was pleasantly surprised. And what I'm seeing from the comments online, unlike Prime and Cyberverse, and the newer material for Transformers, past G1 and Energon and Armada, it's just really cool how a lot of people kind of brushed it off to the side, all those other shows, but ended up liking them later on in the timeline of the show. But this one, it feels like we're getting a lot of positive reviews. So I just wanted to share with you guys some of my thoughts. This is not like a review, this is just my thoughts in bullet points basically. So yeah, let's get to it. So some of the things that I love, was Megatron was still wearing a Decepticon symbol, but also going by the Autobot moniker, depending on really who you ask. He isn't perfect, but he's still somewhat bloodthirsty, which makes him a fun match for everybody else in the show, like Optimus and Elita and Dottie. Megatron gives you that early Emma Frost X-Men vibe, where you're like, oh, is he gonna turn on him, or is he gonna stay good, or whatever, and that permeates throughout the entire series. Alex Malto putting a major emphasis on tradition and history. It doesn't just extend to him being Filipino, which was executed fairly well, and because history is kind of his thing, it also extends to Cybertron for us fanboys. Alex plays the typical Filipino father, and I don't mean that in a bad way. You know how a lot of Filipino dads become kind of more subdued with age, like a teddy bear? Like, he spends a good amount of the first few minutes of the first episode sipping on a juice box. But, well, that's him. But he can and will spring into action when he is needed. And I have to say, the emphasis on Filipino culture juxtaposed with tradition and family made me tear up quite a bit. I love John Briones as Alex Malto. Definitely one of my favorite characters now. There are lots of great callbacks to the original G1, as such as the music, the comic books, the animations, all callbacks. They're pretty good. I love when things are toyetic, and I enjoyed the Optimus Prime trailer not folding into hammer space like we usually see it, but being a physical thing that's either standing around or can be used in battle like the toys. At one point, it actually gets thrown at Megatron. Another point, it houses Wheeljack's drones. That was pretty neat. I mean, it makes it feel like part of gameplay. So that's something that I love whenever I see that. A non-binary transformer is also introduced, and the explanation is like one of the best and simplest explanations of the they/them pronouns ever I've seen in any form of media, to be honest. So this is, great if you want your kids to kind of understand how that works. There's just one line that is simple enough that works for kid sensibilities. Megatron and Optimus's political beliefs, they're not at all sidelined in their partnership, and the discussion on the identity system of the Autobots and Decepticons is discussed. It's only a bit overshadowed by the Transformers' struggle to ingratiate themselves to the world after the Transformers war, and how humans could at any time view them once again as the enemy. This is kind of, the thing of the movies as well. Speaking of things that are scene stealers, Elita 1 steals the show in episodes that she's in, but I feel like we've been Elita baited because she is quickly sidelined after the first couple of episodes. She's not a regular like the trailers and the toys would lead you to believe, and that's kind of it's not doing it for me. Like everybody, I was kind of skeptical about Twitch and Thrash, but they're really well done characters, and they represent people who don't really fit in or belong anywhere, but can find family in a found family sort of setting. So they spend a good amount of time in the series, trying to figure out who they are and just finding support, or sometimes lack of support, in their new connections, and maneuvering through all of that, discovering things about themselves as they go along. Now, we get some great representation for folks who need mobility aids, because we learned that a key character who has been badass this whole time was actually wearing a prosthetic. all the way in the middle of, you know, the episodes that we got, which was, I believe, 10 episodes. Something I want to mention is Mandroid is kind of a typical evil scientist, but given the family and ally dynamics, I think it does work for the series. And they do try to give him a bit of a backstory in that he was injured back in the Transformer War. Overall, this was a fun show, and I'm really looking forward to more seasons of it, but I do wish they'd make figures that scaled better, such as, you know, Voyager class Optimus and Megatron, and core versions of Twitch and Thrash. I believe there are 2 more batches of episodes that are coming, totaling 26 in all, and I'm very excited to see that. So let me know what your thoughts are on Transformers EarthSpark. Tell me what toys you'd like to see. I know some of them are Cyberverse recolors, so you'd probably want some originals as well. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, this has been X_Paco. Follow me on Twitter. If you want to see my art, look up at _art of X. Till next time, peace out, guys.